I'm Lance Dement. I've been here with the JAGER PRO for about 9 years. I retired from the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit, where I was a high-power rifle shooter and a running target shooter and an instructor. I've shot a few bullets, and then after leaving the Marksmanship Unit, you know, there's not a lot of jobs out there for guys who shoot professionally, so we took up this hog control, and we go to farmers' fields and we engage these targets at 1 to 200 yards or closer, hopefully, but we need to be able to reach sometimes. What we have here is the Geissele fighting rifle in the new 6mm ARC cartridge. We got one of these earlier this year, and we've been able to test it on paper like everybody else. It shoots great, sub-minute of angle with most every ammo we put in it, some even better than that. We really like the Hornady ELDX ammunition. In what we're doing, we don't always know what might be behind the target. Exactly, could be a tractor, a barn, a pivot. There could be something in the woods that we don't know about. So we like the fact that bullet comes apart, whether it hits a pig or hits the ground, it's putting on the brakes. For the last 6 to 8 years, we've been shooting primarily AR-10 style rifles in .308 with the 178 ELDX or the Nosler ballistic tip bullet. These rifles are heavy. They have quite a bit of recoil and quite a bit of movement. We're not shooting off a bench rest, we're shooting off a tripod standing, and we're tracking moving targets. So a faster recovery time is something we've been very interested in. After trying the 6mm ARC, we found that not only can we get on the second target quicker, but we can double tap the first target if need be, because the reticle rarely leaves the pig when we shoot. What's really interesting about this setup is we use the Super Precision one-piece base, which allows us to move the scope from gun to gun, because the scope can keep in its memory 5 different rifles and 5 different yard lines for each rifle. So it allows us to take this thermal and move it to a different rifle for a different application, or bring it back to this gun and repeat that 0 by torquing our base down to 65 pounds or 70 pounds. It's not too high. A lot of them, you feel like you have to bring your head up to see through, and it's not real low where you're crushing it or not being able to fit the bell on there with a forward rail. It's really easy to go cheap with your rings or your base. You've spent $3,000+ on your optic, you spent a couple $1,000s on your rifle, and you have your suppressor, and you have your ammo, which we all know is really expensive right now, but you go cheap on that base, and now your optic isn't gonna be able to stay as solid to the rifle, and you may not get the performance out of either one that you were expecting, just because you went cheap with one part.